Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Mios. You can get the blueprint for the Mios from the infested lab in your dojo, and to build it you're gonna have to put in 30,000 credits, 4 mutagen mass, 15,000 nanospores, 1,200 plastids, and a fully built forma. The Mios is a Mastery Rank 8 sword and whip that does primarily slash damage, but it still has a decent amount of impact and puncture as well. It comes in with pretty solid 19% crit chance, a standard 2x crit multiplier, and a 25% status chance, and it's decently fast with a base attack speed of 1.08 and it has good range of 2.5. Now on top of all of that, the Mios does toxin damage with its radial salam damage. This isn't all that interesting with normal slam attacks, but it can actually do decent chunk of damage with heavy slam attacks. But number one, it requires a lot of investment to actually do something. Number two, it only really works against the corpus and the infested. And number three, while it does kind of work, it's just straight up worse than using the weapon normally. Now, as far as the build goes, your best bet is going to be a pretty straightforward hybrid with Viro and Slash. So we have Primed Pressure Point or Condition Overload for damage, Blood Rush to scale our crit based on our combo counter, Organ Chatter for crit damage, Berserker Fury for attack speed, Weeping Wounds to scale our status based on our combo counter, and then I would either recommend Buskill or Carnis Mandible so that you get far more slash than impact and puncture. And of course you want to top it all off with Vicious Frost and Virulent Scourge for Viro, and I would recommend one of these to be unranked so you get a better ratio of slash and Viro. This build does not have any combo sustain though, so you're either gonna have to run the Naramon Focus School or use a Dexterity Arcane on your primary or secondary to sustain your combo that way. Now one cool thing about the Mios, or all blade and whip weapons actually, is that they have far more range than the stat screen would lead you to believe, because well, you're flailing around a big old whip. So the weapon feels absolutely fine even with no extra range. Now as far as the damage is concerned, well, it's a slash-based melee weapon with decent range and good crit and status, so the damage is absolutely fantastic. But it's not without its faults. The damage distribution, while solid enough, isn't perfect. There is still a lot of impact and puncture, which gets in the way a little bit, which is why we either run Carnis Mandible or Buskill to boost our slash, and the crit could be better as well. I mean, even with a fully stacked Blood Rush, you're mostly gonna see yellow crits with only an occasional orange crit here and there. Don't get me wrong though, the weapon is absolutely fantastic and I would highly recommend it. It does good damage and it's a ton of fun to use. It feels very nimble, the animations on it are super fast. So yeah, if you like blade and whip weapons or you just want to try them out and you're at around this mastery rank, the Mios is definitely a good pickup. Once you get to mastery rank 11 and above, it might be better to pick up the Jatkasar or even the Seti Lasera, but if you're at around mastery rank 8, the Mios is definitely the way to go. It's a fun melee weapon that does good damage and doesn't need a lot of investment to get going. With the only real downside being that it's more complicated to build than a lot of other weapons, with you having to build the mutagen mass as well as the forma beforehand. But anyway, I thank you very much for watching, as always guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.